Picture a machine that can navigate millions of lines of code without human intervention, actively hunting for decades-old vulnerabilities to exploit and dismantle. In early 2026, Anthropic developed exactly that. They built Claude Mythos, a model capable of autonomous software engineering and vulnerability discovery that startled even its creators. This diagram illustrates the gap. Where human teams might spend months auditing systems like OpenBSD, Mythos autonomously discovered and generated working exploits for a 27-year-old zero-day vulnerability in a matter of hours. Realizing the danger of releasing an automated hacking engine, Anthropic securely locked the model down. Through Project Glasswing, they restricted access strictly to elite defenders and critical infrastructure partners. Artificial intelligence had crossed a threshold. It could now actively break digital infrastructure, prompting the very engineers who built the system to hide it away. Yet the corporate world knew this level of intelligence existed. Enterprises sought that tier of reasoning and coding power, provided it came without the cyberweapon liabilities. To meet that demand, Anthropic introduced Claude Fable 5. It contained the same powerful core as Mythos, but packaged for broad consumer and enterprise use. Every user prompt had to pass through a protective safety classifier before reaching the active Mythos core. If flagged as dangerous, the prompt was deflected, automatically routing to Claude Opus 4.8, an older, restricted model. Anthropic viewed this defense-in-depth architecture as the solution to the dual-use problem. It was designed to neutralize the offensive threat, while unleashing the intelligence the market wanted. Anthropic launched Fable 5 publicly on June 9, 2026. The assumption of complete safety lasted less than 3 days. Almost immediately, a team of cybersecurity researchers at Amazon began probing the model and found a way through its defenses. They didn't hack Anthropic's servers or rewrite the software. They used a prompt jailbreak, carefully constructed language designed to trick the safety classifier into letting dangerous requests pass. Using these specific linguistic framing techniques, the researchers got Fable 5 to analyze codebases, identify exploitable software flaws, and generate proof-of-concept attacks. Recognizing the severity of the bypass, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy skipped standard bug bounty protocols and took the findings directly to the highest levels of the U.S. government. That escalation quickly reached top cabinet officials, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, triggering immediate alarms across multiple federal agencies. To officials in Washington and executives on Wall Street, the theoretical risks of a cyber-capable AI had become an actionable national security threat. The response moved at breakneck speed. On Friday, June 12th, exactly 72 hours after Fable 5 went live, the clock ran out at 5:21 p.m. Eastern. The U.S. Department of Commerce handed down an emergency export control directive, explicitly targeting Anthropic. The government mandate was absolute. Anthropic was given exactly 90 minutes to ensure no foreign national, anywhere in the world, could access Fable 5 or Mythos 5. At a commercial API scale with millions of active global users, separating U.S. citizens from foreign nationals in under 2 hours is technically impossible. Left with no compliant alternative, Anthropic pulled the plug. They took their most advanced flagship models offline globally for everyone. The tech industry's assumption of independence evaporated that evening. The U.S. government demonstrated it possessed the authority and the willingness to deploy a kill switch on a commercial AI product. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei pushed back. He argued the jailbreak was narrow, that rival models had similar vulnerabilities, and that complete jailbreak resistance is currently a scientific impossibility. A technical compromise eventually paved the way for Fable 5 to return on July 1. Anthropic retrained the safety classifier to aggressively target and block the specific Amazon jailbreak technique in over 99% of cases. But that extreme security came with a steep cost. To meet the government's demands, Anthropic had to implement a heightened safety layer that now generates a massive number of false positives. Today, developers doing legitimate enterprise coding or routine debugging often hit unexpected refusals. Their requests are blocked by the heightened security and automatically downgraded to the older Opus 4.8 model. Government-mandated safety margins are now intentionally degrading the daily utility of the product to ensure compliance. The definition of a usable AI model shifted to accommodate Washington. Furthermore, the relaunch carried strict long-term conditions. Anthropic agreed to continuous government monitoring, reviews by the Center for AI Standards and Innovation, and rigid pre-release protocols for all future frontier models. This agreement established a new model for AI governance, moving from voluntary industry commitments to the direct operational oversight of a private developer. The attempt to deploy a safe consumer tool ended with the model subjected to mandatory security validation and direct federal intervention. This leaves us with a series of difficult questions. Should frontier AI models undergo mandatory independent security testing and government approval before they are ever released to the public? Where exactly should society draw the line between rapid technological innovation and the realities of global national security? And as these systems evolve into highly capable autonomous agents, who should ultimately decide when a model is safe enough for the world to use?